Hi there, Nancy Teeter here for Wednesday Wellness. Today's topic for Wednesday Wellness is to answer 3 frequently asked questions. I get lots of nutrition questions, but there's some that come up over and over. So today I'm going to answer 3 questions on intermittent fasting, the keto diet, and also on lectins. So let's start with intermittent fasting. First, we need to define what is intermittent fasting. Well, it simply means that we have a period of time between eating and a long period of time of not eating or fasting. So the ideal fasting eating ratio is 50-50. Half of the day you can consume foods and the other 12 hours of the day, no food at all, except for unsweetened, unflavored beverages. But we can shorten that eating window. And the most common one that has been showing up in fad diets is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So there's nothing eaten of any consequence that has any calories in it before 11 a.m. And the last food has to be consumed before 7 p.m. Now, this is a couple of things. One is it limits the eating window, which means there's fewer calories consumed during the eating time. And it also eliminates those after dinner snacks where those calories per minute weren't consumed for hunger anyway. Now, one of the things is we need to be sure that that last meal is consumed at least 2 hours before laying down. So that means if you're finishing eating at 7, you don't want to lay down until 9 so that the food has time to digest and leave the stomach. Now, all of this said, the studies tell us that the earlier in the day, the better it is for weight management because we burn more calories earlier in the day. It takes more calories to digest food earlier in the day, regardless of what the food components are. And I've talked about that in previous videos. So maybe instead of 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., we should be looking at something like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, the problem with this is that people do have a dinner meal where they eat with family or eat with friends or go out to eat. So all of this reverts back to being a diet. I would say pay more attention to eating when you're hungry and to not eating after dinner, not eating late, and to eating wholesome foods, the majority of those calories early in the day. But if I was going to pick a period of time, I would say probably, mid-morning and cut off very early in the evening and have at least 12 hours of fasting each day. There are other types of intermittent fasting, but I'm not going to go into those today. The next thing I want to talk about is the keto diet. The keto diet is a fantastic diet. Well, it's a fantastic therapeutic diet for brain disorders. It was developed for treating epileptic children where drugs either couldn't be given or they weren't effective. And when the diet was changed to 70% of the calories from fat, and a very, very small amount of calories from carbohydrate, about 15 to 20% of the calories from carb. The body changed the use of energy from carbohydrate to fat. And as a result, it changed chemicals in the brain and there were fewer seizures. Well, does that mean it's a good weight loss diet? Truly not. Our body needs carbohydrate for energy. There are side effects to eating 70% of the calories from fat. And it changes how the body processes a carbohydrate for the long run. And it's another form of dieting. If you want a diet pattern to follow, look at the Mediterranean diet, but really focus on eating real food, not too much, mostly plants. The other problem with the keto diet is that the proponents don't specify, well, what's the right kind of fat. It's just any fat is fine. So people are eating a lot of saturated fats, and we're seeing cholesterol levels skyrocket while weight is dropping. And that's not good for our hearts. So I would just simply say, let's put away the diets in general. But if you want a weight loss diet, let's not make it the keto diet. And then the last question I'm going to answer that I get a lot is, hey, I've heard that beans and legumes are bad for you because of lectins. Lectins are a compound found in whole grains and beans. And if the carbohydrate is not fully cooked, these lectins can have consequences in the digestive tract. And they certainly aren't good for us. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't eat cooked beans and legumes and grains. I mean, who eats raw beans anyway? The best and the easiest way to get beans into your diet is to buy them in cans. And that means they are fully cooked and you don't have to worry about them at all. And if you're going to cook them yourself, you can pressure cook them like in an instant pot or soak them and thoroughly boil them until they are fully tender. So you don't want to eat raw beans and you don't want to eat raw grains, but these are part of a healthy diet. So include a serving of beans every day if you can, and about 3 servings of cooked whole grains in some form. So those are the questions I was going to answer today. I welcome your questions. So if you want to post your questions in the comment section on this channel, I will review them and see if there are some that I can answer in future Wednesday Wellness episodes. Thank you for watching this video. Know that the registered dietitian nutritionist in your life is a trusted source of nutrition information, and I want you to turn to trusted information when you're looking for advice. Have a healthy day, have a happy day, and eat to nourish your body. See you next week.